Good day. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Hug Nation Live. This is a brief moment of connection each day to share some gratitude and remember that we're not alone. I am John Halcyon Stin, and I will be the host, the master of ceremonies for today's performance. uh, I don't know about you. I've been struggling with reality lately, but I am feeling mostly better from my sickness. I was under the weather, which was making things worse. I had a very non-productive week, but my head feels less fuzzy today, which is a huge. Uh, I'm my number one gratitude in this moment is I'm grateful for my immune system, grateful for being on the other end of a cold, grateful for the opportunity to rest, grateful for a week that didn't put me in a situation where I was unable to tend to my illness. So I'm grateful to be feeling better. Good morning, Gerbot. Good morning, Juan. Ah, I'm just been feeling a little behind the eight ball lately. I feel like I have been slow, and then I scroll social media and just get just this mounting evidence of all that's wrong, all the wrong directions of our culture. And I gotta admit, I really gotta be more disciplined. And, but I'm trying to think of what's one good thing I could do. Well, I'm not sure if that's the right introduction, but, um, I have a paying membership for ChatGPT. And so I'm trying to figure out how to stop using it and to move to Claude because I figure, hey, that actually is a way to have your voice matter. Claude is being commercially punished by the government for having ethics, and OpenAI has more soft adherence to said ethics. So, a lot of people have already boycotted OpenAI, and even though I feel like I don't know enough about what's going on my own computer, that's a little scary to make changes. I'm like, okay, this probably is a more impactful action than anything else I have at my command, more than a march or a letter to a politician. I think like this in the vote with your dollar way, this feels like something that has has significance. So I'm trying to trying to do that action without getting overwhelmed and frustrated by all the reasons that I feel the need to do so. Uh, what are you grateful for? We'll stay here for another few minutes and see if anybody wants to join us and share some gratitude. And then we'll head out into our days and try to be ambassadors of love. I'm going to be heading to a retreat tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to connecting with people offline. Oh, looking forward to practicing kindness and patience, and been enjoying my plants and my garden. I've been replanting seedlings of jade plants. I've got all these jade plants that had to get cut back or have fallen, and so I have tons of these like scrap jade plants that root easily. So I've been filling little pots with jade plants, and I've been enjoying that. Good morning, Brent. You're about saying 100% vote with your wallet. Good morning, High Noon. I am grateful that Lisa is returning tonight after being gone for almost a week. Um, I I'm I had a friend shared this great review of a PBS show about the American Revolution, and so I've been trying to watch it online and trying to create an account, and I'm like, "See, you have to donate money to watch it." At first, I thought it said anybody could watch it, a PBS show, so I tried to follow the steps, and then I'm like, "Oh, no, it's tricking me. You actually have to donate money to watch the PBS shows." So I'm like, "Fine, I'll donate $5." And it still did not give me access to watch the show, and so I'm like, "What the" Um, so I got frustrated this morning by I put in a lot more time than I intended trying to get access to watch a show about the American Revolution, which really I was only trying to watch because I was trying to, avoid looking at current events because it depresses me. So I thought maybe it'd be better to listen to some history, but history is pretty depressing as well. I get these ads for, like it's like a game of history, and all it is AI generated story, videos to go with historical stories that tend to be really depressing about human nature. Hi, Janet. Janet says, I'm grateful for a trip to Hershey, Pennsylvania this week, learning about the philanthropy and legacy of Milton Hershey. Wow, my heart is full, so inspired. Yay! I love hearing that. Amazing. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, Mad Men. That's where I I just watched Mad Men for the first time, and I believe he's from Hershey. He meaning Don Draper. Heinen says, I am grateful to read an essay I wrote to the men's group last night and leading a moment of silence for those the government harms. Thanks for sharing, Hainoon. Juan says, I'm grateful that I'm still kicking. Still kicking is always a wonderful thing. I'm glad you're still kicking too. Uh did they leave the truck pink that was accidentally spray painted or splashed with paint, or did it then get sent in to be uh, fixed? I am grateful for beautiful weather and grateful that my head is less foggy as it's been. I am grateful that my caffeine withdrawal seems to be under control finally. I'm grateful that our new couch showed up in the mail. So we've got these 5 huge boxes in the living room right now. Now I need to get rid of our existing couch before we can assemble the new one. So I'm waiting for Lisa to get home on that. I'm grateful for the retreat that I'm going to this weekend, and it should be crisp and beautiful weather for that. Grateful to have a moment of gratitude here. Grateful that I did a little beard trimming yesterday. Not sure yet if I like what I've done with it, but I'm grateful for this beard chapter in my life after a lifetime of non-beardedness. Um, any last gratitudes? Anybody want to share anything? Something that they're feeling grateful for that you'd like to share with the group? Chris says, grateful to have spent more time with Love Ambassador Valerie and to get her know her on a deeper level over this past weekend as she visited Chicago. Cool. One says they cleaned the cab area, but the underside is still very pink. Sweet. Hi, Juju. Juju says, I am grateful for surviving a car accident I was in with my husband this past November. Still in pain, still in PT, but still alive. Ooh, that sounds super scary. I'm glad that you're alive too. Luann says, grateful to be having lunch with dear friends. My bestie no longer remembers who I am. We are now guardians of her memories. Ooh. Ah, that reminds me, I am grateful uh, for Big B, Brian, uh, the partner of Dr. Deb, who I was closer friends or am closer friends with Dr. Deb, who is a Burning Man uh, icon. She is like the Burning Man elder. She's brilliant and smart and funny and wild and lives very much radically self-expressed year round. She has for a very long time. And her husband, an incredible guy and a great man and an incredible surgeon and just this incredible burner, and he just passed. He's been fighting cancer, and it's been beautiful and heartbreaking to hear her posts recently, or for last few years. But she wrote something a couple weeks ago that she says, you think you're going to spend the rest of your life with them, and then learn that you'll spend the rest of their life comforting them. And it was just like, oh, what a aching, painful shift from that story of rest of our lives together to I'm gonna take care of them for the rest of their life, and then I'm gonna be without them. And so she's now without him, and as her their kids, and my heart goes out to the family, and just so much gratitude for such a beautiful, inspiring man. Gratitude for Brian. Urban Monk, good morning, says, I'm grateful for my new meetup groups I joined. I'm finally putting myself out there to make new friends. Bravo. Good job. Heinen is recommending predictive history. Hello, Leslie. Leslie says, I am grateful that I have a human in my life who loves me through all of the challenges of life. He stands by me even when I feel broken. I am so happy every day I have him. I love hearing that, and makes me grateful for my partnership, and helps me understand why it's been a tough week for me. You know, I've become rather addicted to the comfort of a person like that in my life. Anyone else want to share something that they're feeling grateful for today? I'm grateful for you, for those of us willing to spend a few minutes in the day to feel grateful and to think of and share things that we're grateful for. I'm grateful for the folks who gather in the noon Zoom gratitude circle that we've been doing for 6 years now, every day. And we're getting ready to celebrate, do an anniversary in about 2 weeks, maybe a week, no, 2 weeks. We're going to celebrate 6 years of daily gratitude since we started up during COVID. I think that's right. Is that right? 6 years? Maybe it's 5 years. Um, and yeah, I'm just grateful for all the beautiful spirits that I've been able to spend time with, including you, that are making efforts to bring things into their field of appreciation every day. and how helpful that is for me and for everyone else that we get to encounter. So thank you. Ah, well, I am going to try to get a couple things done today and try to rest as well, and then get out of town tomorrow. But I should probably be here for a morning broadcast tomorrow, and then I'll be gone for a few days. So I hope that you have a beautiful day. Good morning, Kiri. Urban Monk says, I'm always grateful for Love Ambassadors and Hook Nation for constantly giving me hope and shining loving light in our world. Leslie says, I'm grateful that you go live and that you, John, be such an amazing person to spread your joy. Thanks, Leslie. I appreciate that. Kiri says, I'm grateful for playing hooky today. I don't think it's called hooky when you're sick. I think that's called sick day. So I hope you have a chance to relax and enjoy your hooky day. Oh, unless that's a typo and you're getting someone to suck on your neck until you get a bruise. If you're playing hickey today, maybe I misread that. Thanks for coming and joining and sharing a little gratitude. And let's remember that we are surrounded by people like one another on this planet. And as it gets overwhelming in the world, let's try to remember that we're not alone. And there's people out there like us that could probably really appreciate knowing that there's other open-minded, big-hearted people. So thank you. I love you.